Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about, I guess this is Dismal Disney. It's Disney adjacent. There's a woman arrested on a return flight for allegedly hitting a kid that called her Miss Piggy on an airplane.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, look, I don't condone smacking kids, and you should never like slam. Apparently, smash the kid's head into the window and everything. Don't condone that at all. But I kind of understand it. Don't condone it, but I kind of understand why she did it.
Yeah. So let's talk about this because, of course, you know the angle is they were coming back from Disney World.
Yeah,
so that's
nothing to do with Disney, really. But yeah,
it really doesn't. But this is like because nobody's gonna care. I mean, I guess they would. Like, woman beats the crap out of a kid on an airplane. But if it's like, woman beats the crap out of a kid on an airplane after he called her Miss Piggy, and they're coming back from Disney World, that gets a lot more clicks, right?
Well, yeah, and at Disney World, I mean, after you've had like a week or whatever at the parks, sometimes you're already short on your temper anyway.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about this. Walk me through it before we get
WTF news moment.
WDW WTF. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Or a hi-ya. You'll get a hi-ya.
I can't do Miss Piggy. I'm sorry. It doesn't work.
I can't do Miss Piggy. Actually, our son can do a good Miss Piggy and Yoda.
Yeah, he can actually. He hasn't done it for a long time, though.
Frank Oz adjacent voice. So a woman was arrested at the Orlando Sanford International Airport after she allegedly hit a child with a water bottle and slammed his face into the airplane window.
Yeah.
I guess
Sorry,
we can.
It's not funny, but we've all been there. You see these little. If it's your own kid, that's even worse. But I mean, I guess it's worse if it's somebody else's kid. But you've seen these little craps, and they're running around, and they're being complete little tyrants, and they're hitting people and kicking people and everything else. Or you're on a plane, they keep kicking the back of your seat, punching the back of your seat, and you really want to stop it, but you can't. Well, this woman just did it.
Yeah, so she was set to fly to Hagerstown, Maryland after a visit to Disney World. Her Memorial Day ended with her arrest, felony child abuse charges, and a $10,000 bond. Oh, wow. According to Sanford Airport police reports, the pilot of the flight called the police to report disturbance on the plane. When the officer arrived, he found that Ms. Crampton and her party had already voluntarily deplaned and were walking away. Crampton claimed the boy called her fat and Miss Piggy.
Yeah, so basically what happened was they were on the plane. The plane hadn't even taken off from Orlando Airport, one of the Orlando airports yet. And I guess when they were boarding and they were sitting there, this kid was like being a little jerk. So she took, apparently it's in the same party she was part of, took the phone away from him, to which he pushed her arm off the rest and called her fat, called her Miss Piggy. And then she apparently hit him with her fist, and allegedly hit him with her fist. Then she hit him with a water bottle, and then she slammed his face into the airplane window.
Oh, my God.
So then they called for the police, and by the time the police got there, they had already got off the plane voluntarily and were trying to leave the gate when the police had got there, and they nabbed her.
She's trying to flee the scene. The woman, oh my God. So the woman was not correcting the child, a witness told police. She was abusing them. They said that Crampton was whipping the shit out of the kid.
I know it's wrong. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. Just the way they describe it.
Whipping the shit out of the kid after, oh my God. So what, do we know what the relation was? Like, was she?
No, as of the time of the article, I haven't looked into it anymore, but as a couple days ago, no, we don't know. We just know the child was in the same party as her. So whatever, I don't know if it was a step kid, boyfriend's kid, her kid, I have no idea. But they were, it could be niece, nephew, whatever. They were at Disney World for a few days. Apparently the kid, according to her, had been disrespectful the whole time they were at Disney World too. And she just basically snapped because she had enough.
I'm sorry, Auntie, what's her name? Kelly? Auntie.
I don't know I forget what her name is.
Christy. Aunt Christy. I'm sorry, Aunt Christy slapped the shit out of you at Disney World. And that's what the kids going to remember, right? Like,
I don't
years
know
to come.
How it's related, but yeah.
Like, oh yeah, whatever. Like,
no, but they're also going to remember the fact that they were calling her Miss Piggy fat and apparently were disrespectful the entire trip before they got decked.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I can see it. I mean, it depends on the group, but I could totally see a bunch of Karens or Christies, and
no
the kids
offense
just
to Karens or Christy
being very not very well behaved during the whole trip, and you get to a place where it's like, yeah, but slam their head into a window.
I mean, personally, if you call me Miss Piggy, I'd be like, that's a compliment. She's fabulous. But
she is fabulous. Yeah,
she's fabulous, and it's stuff you can't make up.
I am very surprised, given the state of the Muppets, this kid knew who Miss Piggy was. Probably from Fortnite. Is she in Fortnite? She probably is in Fortnite.
I don't know. Well, according to her, he called her Miss Piggy and fat. Maybe he didn't, or they were just at Disney. They went to see Muppets. He knows who Miss Piggy is because of Muppet Vision. I don't know, but he knew who Miss Piggy was. And she apparently hit him with a water bottle, hit him with her hand or fist or hand, I forget which. Hit him with a water bottle, according to reports, and then slammed his head into a airplane window. Could you imagine being the person outside the plane watching his kid's face get slammed into a window?
Oh my God, it's horrible. I mean, it's just like
it's laughing. It is horrible. Don't do this ever.
It's a horror. I mean, it's just the mental image of that, though. I mean, this is like a freaking 80s movie or something, right? So look, we've seen a lot of, I guess, instances of screaming, yelling, whatever, discipline at Disney. But sometimes I feel like, it's one extreme or the other. It's either people start screaming at each other or they don't do anything. More often than not, it's the parents or, caretakers don't do anything.
They let their kids run around, kick you, trip you, blow bubbles in your face, et cetera, et cetera. Hell, they're the ones running you over with the strollers with the kids in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, that's usually what happens, and they don't do anything. They don't correct their kids. And if you say to their kid, like, hey, could you just not kick my kid? How dare you talk to my kid? Honestly, I'm surprised we don't see more instances where kids are getting hit with water bottles and their faces smashed into ride windows than we do at the theme parks.
Yeah. Unless they just keep it on the down low. But I mean, one of the weirdest, case. I used to work at a toy store like years ago. One of my first jobs actually was I worked at KB Toys, and we had a grandma acting up. The one time were you with me there?
No, that was when I was with you. And it was
that's right. It was a KB, but yeah, I wasn't working there. Sorry, it all blurs together.
This kid was being a little jerk. He was throwing himself on the floor and screaming. Mom wouldn't do anything. So grandma walked up to him, picked him up by his belt loop, and hauled his ass out of the store. She just picked him up by his pants and just lifted him up and walked him on out.
Yeah.
And you looked at the sales clerk and you said, "Bet you wish you had a taser or something like that."
I did, because I knew what it was like, because I used to work at the toy store and I used to see kids have full on meltdowns in the aisles. And now it'd be adults having full on meltdowns in the aisle if somebody got to the action figures. They have full on meltdowns
and scream at you if you just have the wrong hat on or something.
You have the wrong hat on, or and so you want to talk console wars? I was I don't know how we got onto this from Muppets, but I was the Nintendo sales boy, but I actually was a Sega fan, so it was a false flagging operation I had going on. I had to sell people on Nintendo, but my heart was really with Sega.
Now, see, I had to sell both Nintendo 64s and PlayStations, and what I would do is I'd ask the age of the kid what they were into, because if they were younger kids, I would recommend the 64. If they were older kids, I'd recommend the PlayStation. That's what I did. But that wasn't worked at Sears long, long time ago. But yeah, back to this, I don't condone, I mean, you're the adult. Obviously, you cannot behave that way. You cannot be smacking kids. It's not acceptable, right?
Right.
Even if you want to, even if your mind, you're picturing doing the same thing this woman did, you cannot actually physically do that. And these little, sometimes tyrants know that. So,
they push it. Yeah,
they push it. Well, he pushed it too far, and apparently he's been pushing it for a long time. But now, as a result, she's facing felony child abuse charges in Florida.
Child abuse charges. Oh my God.
So I'm like, don't hit your kids or your nephews or your boyfriend's kids, or just don't hit kids in general, even if you want to. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes I get it. But don't be smacking kids, and do not smash their faces into airport windows.
There we go, guys. There's your daily dose of Dismal Disney. We're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.